Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel, and for today's video, Andy and Kirk have no idea what's coming up, but well, you guys do because you've seen it in the title, so we're going to go and check out the video and share our thoughts and feelings at the end. Let's do it.
Laughing now. No one's laughing now. I'm so innocent and you can't put a price on me. I won't share this disarray. I won't pull these hands away. I need to be chosen and my God don't pray for me. So scatter all my ashes when I'm dead. Shatter every legend in my head. If only the committed will survive. Is anybody here still left alive? This is mine.
Okay, so before I say who that was, we'll throw it up there. I know it didn't come up on the screen for you guys at home, but it did just briefly. But I know, Andy, you wanted to guess anyway, and I know you had you did have a thought before it did pop up. So who do you think that was?
Well, before it started, I thought, is this Corey Taylor and Stone Sour? Then I thought it wasn't. Then I went back to that idea, and then the second sort of track, I thought, no, I don't think it is. But this is coming from someone who's not a huge Slipknot,
Right.
Stone Sour fan. Shall I carry on then? As I'm in the chair?
You might as well go straight into your kind of feedback on the track.
I think it's there's sort of two songs that I probably wouldn't have enjoyed if they just come up on a Spotify shuffle playlist, but watching them with their accompanying music video, I really did enjoy those. I've never seen that concept before. Sort of two individual tracks sort of merge into one sort of music video. I don't know if anyone can sort of throw another example where that's happened before, but sort of like the first song, if you want to call it that, is sort of gives credence to the idea that, you know, it can be simple but can be effective, even in the solo. You know, it was, you know, quite a simple structure to the song. When the video sort of got going, I thought, here we go, this is a homage to Papa Roach's Last Resort, with the small square stage, looking surrounded by the audience. I mean, the drummer was awesome in that track, and there's like a fill right in the middle. I was really, really impressed, and I'm not somebody who knows much about drumming and drum techniques, but that I really enjoyed that. I like the way it sort of merged, if that's the right word, into the second track. Really good opening riff. I didn't like the vocalization over the top there. I think that spoiled it. It kind of covered up what was a really, really good sort of riff. And as that song sort of progressed, I thought, oh, it is Corey Taylor, because it sounded very Slipknot-esque in sort of music and vocal delivery. And I love the look of the video as well, especially the second half. You know, the sort of double image of Corey Taylor and the sort of makeup and the sort of grainy black and white effect. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching that 6-7 minutes or whatever it was.
Awesome. Kirk?
Yeah, like you, Andy, I was thinking at first, oh God, is this Disturbed? And then when he kicked in, I was like, that's Corey Taylor, but it only looked 80% like him, if that makes sense. So first of all, unbelievable vocals, fantastic vocals. Just listen how clear they are in the mix. And for once I was paying attention to the lyrics. I really like that playful lyric, I'm not the devil, but I will not be your hero. I'd like to go back and read the lyrics and interpret that. My criticism with this music, I don't really like Stone Sour, and it is a bit bland. This is, to me, it just seems like it's written for radio. And the riffs, we're talking load, reload era Metallica, aren't we? There's a lot of polish to them. They're quite pristine. It does rock out, and they're fortunate to have Corey Taylor on vocals because he really carries the song. I really enjoyed the guitar work, the solos though, even though I'm criticizing the riffs being generic and innocuous. How inventive was the solo in the first one? And then, Andy, sorry, I'm going to have to disagree. I thought that was quite creative, how they used the loop of the vocal melody, like he was humming the guitar hook, wasn't he, to bring in the next one. That was quite imaginative, in my opinion. The first song I like, actually, the up-tempo thrust to it. But again, I've heard that a million times before, so that's why I'm going to be critical. The second song, yeah, those lyrics stood out for me. I'm keen to go back into them musically. Yeah, the drummer, excellent performance. So even though I'm being really positive about this, I still don't think that either of them were great songs. It's probably because when you hear music like that, you know that there's a million bands in America. Shinedown, Seether, Three Doors Down, all these bands that I'm never going to listen to and I'm going to avoid. And unfortunately, Shinedown, even though they do rock out, they do have moments like, sorry, not Shinedown, Stone Sour do have moments like that. And that's what puts me off. Dave, is this a recent release, this double A side?
Okay, so I'll go through my kind of feedback on this. So it's not. This came off of the third album. I think they're on album 5 or 6 now. somewhere along the line there. So this is quite a while ago. I'm not even going to guess what year because you know I'm going to get it wrong. So there's no point me even saying it. But it was a fair old time ago. This is when Jim Root, the rhythm. Well, to be honest, the guitarists take it in turns being rhythm and lead in Stone Sour. They just swap and change. But Jim Root, who's the guitarist of Slipknot, was also in the band at this point. And I believe this was the last album he did with them. So if you actually look at the first 3 albums, there is definitely Slipknot-esque riffs in there. And I think, especially if you listen to on Absolute Zero, the second one, there was that little bit where it goes, "I can bleed if you want to bleed." And he's like, digga, 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 digga. That's a Slipknot-y riff. That's a Jim Root. That's a pure Jim Root riff. If you look at the albums and the stuff they've done since Jim Root left, they've lost, in my opinion, the Slipknot-esque vibe. They've got a lot more commercial, in my opinion, and I've lost a lot of interest in Stone Sour. On the most recent album, I kind of listened to the album once and didn't listen to it again. It was just all kind of... It almost like... We've talked about this with other bands where the musicians are background musicians for the vocalist. Yeah. And that's what I think Stone Sour, in my opinion, the latest album is what it sounds like. It's all for Corey Taylor to sing over. The songs themselves, the musicianship, seems to have gone. And maybe I haven't given enough time to that album, but when I put it on, maybe I wasn't in the right mindset to listen to it. But I listened to the most recent one. I was like, nah, a bit bored of it. Went off and just went on to a completely different album. But if you listen to their very first album, they had, you go through... The first album by Stone Sour was very much like a slightly watered down version of Slipknot, but very close to the Slipknot era sort of stuff. Then the next one, they had 30-31-50 out, song came out, and that was again Slipknot-esque, but moving further away. And this one, again, same thing. It's got elements of Slipknot, but moving in a different direction. Gone Sovereign, which was the first track during this tour, because I went and saw them on this tour, was the opening song. So that whole like, boom, bam, they did it behind curtains, and then when it's like where that curtain drop is and they go to the crowd, that's what they were doing live. So that was the song they opened with. Absolute Zero is one of my favorites. I kind of sit on the fence with that whole vocal line. I can take it or leave it. I like it leading in, but I don't like it as much when it starts repeating further in the song. And weirdly, I think I've been hanging around with you two far too much, because I actually think the solos now are too long on these songs. Previously, I've never had that criticism.
I like the time solos.
No point up until today when I've listened to these
first one, yeah.
But I'm sitting there watching it today going, that's so... Why are they doubling up? Now they go... I was like, right, okay, one's having a solo and then the other guy's having a solo. And now they're both having a solo. Come on, guys, let's get back to the song. This feels a bit too long. I've never thought that ever in my life. And I've listened to these songs many, many times, and I've never once in the back of my head gone, I think that solo's too long. It feels excessive. And even on the Absolute Zero, Jim Root on guitar was doing a solo lead melody type thing on every time it went into the chorus. I'm like, does he really need to be doing a solo over that? It feels a little excessive. It's Andy's fault. It's Andy. It's your fault that I'm now thinking that way.
Do you know what? I've realised the paradox to this, why I'm not really a fan, even though I was praising the individual musicianship.
Yeah.
They're not just writing verse chorus songs, so I'll applaud them for that. And they're putting intervals in there. But somehow it still seems predictable to me. That I know that sounds like an oxymoron, that you can be complex and unpredictable, and then at the same time you know what's coming next. Somehow they have that flaw to their music. I think it's just because it's written for radio, isn't it? Sure.
There's a lot of it on their stuff. It's very, very much the old MTV generation format of music video, radio play. And it works very well. They've made a career out of it, and they do some great performances and live. And of course, you've got Corey Taylor's got to flip between doing Stone Sour stuff and then back into the Slipknot era. And that was one of the reasons why Jim Root on guitar left Slipknot, left Stone Sour, was because he was like, I don't want to be writing for two bands. He wanted to focus on making sure that the next Slipknot album was the best it could be. So he was like, I can't do both. So he left Stone Sour to make sure he could focus and give the time that it needed, which I appreciate. And playing in two bands is something we've talked about in the Hertfordshire area, and being able to commit the time to actually play. And Jim made the right decision and said, I need to focus on the main band, which is Slipknot. So there you have it. There we go. So Stone Sour and Gone Sovereign, and of course Absolute Zero. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.